Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about something that many astrologers are all talking about, and that is that the United States of America is about to go through a Pluto return. Now, the reason why this is such a hot topic is nobody gets to experience a Pluto return in their own chart. Why? Because Pluto takes 244 years to go through the entire zodiac and return to where it was when a person was born. I don't know about you, but I don't know very many people who have made it past or to 244 years old. But the United States has. So the signing of the Declaration of Independence was almost around 244 years ago in 1776. And now, the year of 2023, we have Pluto coming back to the same degree it was during that time. So basically, this Pluto return is going to be in effect for the next few years, but it's pretty much initiating in 2023. It comes back exactly to the exact degree and second and minute by 2024, but this is influencing the whole year of 2023 and 2024. This is a major transformation. Let me talk a little bit about what Pluto is all about. Now, I want to bring up one thing that I have a series of books, and I did write a book on Pluto, also Uranus and Neptune. I have an array of books, by the way. I've written 11 books. You can find them all on my website when you go to galacticcenter.org. But not only that, while you're there at my website, don't forget to sign up for my free newsletter. You will get all my predictions delivered to your email address every week. Furthermore, while you're there, please notice I have a new magazine, Joni Patry's Astrology Insights. And also, if you want to look at my year's predictions over a 2-hour class, you can purchase the recording. All of that, you'll be able to see that on my website, galacticcenter.org. And additionally, if you have the inspiration to learn Vedic astrology, don't forget, check out my university, which starts a new class in January 25th, University of Vedic Astrology.com. Okay, get going. We're going to talk about Pluto. What is Pluto? Pluto is the planet that's furthest out. I call it the frontier to the outer world from our solar system. Pluto is all about rebirth. It's about endings. It's about control. It's about power. Wow. How can this little planet that they demoted to a dwarf planet be about massive control? Kind of ironic, isn't it? But I'm telling you, anyone that's worked with the power of Pluto, they all agree that this planet is all powerful. And it actually rules things of the underworld, deep, dark currents, such as the mafias, at the time that Pluto was really strong and was shifting signs around the time of World War II, when it shifted into new signs. Actually, it brought about the discovery, of Pluto. When we discovered it was in the 1930s. And so whatever planet, when we discover its essence, its meanings are brought into the world. Such as when Neptune was discovered. During that time, photography came into the world in silent movies, and Neptune rules things we can't see or images, things that seem real that aren't real. Illusion, that's a movie, that's a picture. So that's Neptune. And when Uranus was discovered, it brought all new kinds of ways of manufacturing things. The cotton gin was invented, the first time that things were being made without being handmade by man. And Uranus brought a revolution of change and inventions. So now we're talking about Pluto. When it came into the world, it brought about control, power, deep, dark things. At that time, dictatorships were really at a level where Hitler was beginning to come into power, Mussolini, Stalin. All of these leaders that were dictators were taking over the world. Pluto also rules atomic energy, and this began the development of the atom bombs, that nuclear energy that we, use to destroy ourselves pretty much. So Pluto is also about destruction. And let me just say, when we get into very self-destructive behaviors, such as Pluto will rule that, the thing that happens is it blows up, gets out of control, because Pluto is all about the need to feel like you're in control. But what we have to come to realize is we're never, ever completely in control of everything in this world, because nothing is permanent. And so when we realize how out of control things can get, because we're trying to be in control. Actually, Pluto rules eating disorders, because what is an eating disorder? When you feel like you're in control of something, but you're not. So you become out of control. People feel like they're in control by controlling their eating, but then they develop anorexia, bulimia, and then it gets out of control. The key word to Pluto, it is birth, and it's death, and it deals with the whole process of rebirth from death. But at the same time, what we have to remember is that the key word here is surrender. Pluto rules surrender. Now, let me go back to my whole issue about what this could mean for the United States of America. Well, talking about the United States, it was founded. People came to the United States because they were escaping religious persecution, as well as heavy taxation, but ignorance in terms of no progress scientifically. The United States encouraged freedom of thought, new ways of thinking, a revolutionary change. It was considered the land of opportunity because of this. But everyone that escaped the persecution from Europe came with ideas for a new world. And the birth chart of the United States was born with the signing of the Declaration of Independence. And this progressive thought, actually, so many of the forefathers, Benjamin Franklin, he was an amazing inventor. And of course, he did have the remnants of the beginning of electricity. They say he didn't really fly the kite with the key, though. I don't know if that's true or not, but he did so many inventions. And yes, he was part of the beginnings of electricity. He created the bifocals. So great beginnings of new thought and invention. And Samuel Adams, he came up with the basic belief that in the Constitution, the religion of America are the religion of mankind. In other words, unity of thought, not persecution or separation through religious thought. And Thomas Jefferson said of these basic beliefs, he said, in which God has united us all. That was the concepts for the Constitution for the United States of America. So the land of opportunity was based on these new ideas. And that was a new beginning of a whole new world, a whole new country. It is a blending, a melting pot of all the different cultures from around the world. What an unusual place is this? Because you remember in Europe, people were very isolated and very much their country. And they didn't really allow different thoughts or intermarriage with others. The Germans didn't mix with the Italians, nor did the French intermix with the Italians. The Germans didn't intermix with the French. That was the thought way back when. The countries are borders. You know, I'll tell you something. The first time I went to Europe, I was a little girl. I had the opportunity that my parents took me to Europe. I was about 11 years old. And back then, flying was very expensive, and not very many people got the opportunity to travel abroad. And one thing I noticed, even at my age, was that when you went into different countries, they had, of course, their language, but they dressed a certain way that was almost like their costumes, not really a costume, but it was the way they dressed. You know, it was like the Germans actually did wear the shorts and the outfits that you see that depict Germany way back when. I saw all that. And the French really did wear the beret and the certain hats. They wore different, and their customs, their food from country to country were entirely different. They didn't mix. Now the world is a mixture of everyone, everywhere, and the United States was the breeding ground of this wonderful experiment of humanity, if I could say. And it really is an example of unity. But of course, you get people that feel like their way is the only way, and you get revolts and fighting. But the United States is supposed to be built on freedom, and freedom of thought, freedom of everything. It's just that it has come to a crescendo right now where there isn't as much freedom as we thought, because our thoughts have been controlled by the media, and this is all blowing up. And through this, we're going to be able to come back together in what we truly believe in, with the premise of what the United States of America was built on: freedom. And everyone in the world, regardless what country you're in, that's all we really want is freedom. We've fought many wars in the name of freedom. So you see, because politics has become so biased lately and created such a dissension and separation and polarity, this is, I believe, where Pluto's going to blow it up. Pluto is going to destroy all this separation. So you see, many are going to fight for what they believe is the right thing, but unless their beliefs entail unity of coming together and working together, it's not going to work. There'll be much fighting to come, because we know people are very staunch in their closed-minded beliefs of not bringing together a unity of people that the United States was built on. So what I believe the Pluto return for the United States entails is a return to the belief of freedom, religious, which I want to remind everyone, you may think these are two entirely different things, but religion and politics are very similar. And why do I say that? Because they're based on belief, and beliefs are based on deep emotional issues, and we are conditioned in the realm of our beliefs. We are conditioned from our past. our upbringing, what we were taught, what we were told, our experiences, were there prejudices put towards us as a child? That will run deep in your beliefs and how you react to the world. Everyone's the same. We all have certain beliefs based on our experiences, and that's based on our past, and it runs with deep core emotional issues. And we are drawn to certain beliefs, whether they be spiritual, religious, or political, based on who we are, period. So we're all drawn to certain ways of believing. Is it the truth? Yes, it's your truth, but it's not everyone's truth. That's one thing I want to remind everyone. Your truth may not be true to everyone else because they have a certain set of circumstances that they grew up with that maybe you didn't experience. But the United States is a melting pot of culture, of beliefs, and therefore it put it ahead with invention and technology and even everything to do with the entertainment business. It excelled. But now it's up against a wall. But I believe it's going to go through what? From this conditioning and control and power that has been taking place over a long time, really globally for the world. It is time, astrologically, for a surrender, that is Pluto, and a transformation which will lead us to a rebirth of what the Constitution was founded on: freedom of ideas and thoughts, and freedom to believe and be who we are. It's been taken away by the controls and the manipulation of the politics and world consciousness and all this polarity and separation. And what you're going to see is there's going to be, from a death, a rebirth of the United States and its core principles based on freedom and liberty. And yes, the land of opportunity. So watch and see over the course of this Pluto return how the United States will have a rebirth. I love that, thinking about the beauty and what will come out of this. Just remember, from a rebirth comes a death. And I think we're going through the death right now. So that's what you're going to experience. But look towards the future, because it's bright and it will get better. So with that, I'd like to close. If you would like more information about me, if you would like to learn Vedic astrology, I have the most amazing university with incredible like-minded people. Join our university. Go to universityofvedicastrology.com. And if you would like to sign up for a reading, if you would like to learn about my free newsletter, if you would like to learn about my magazine, Joni Patry's Astrology Insights, go to my website, which is galacticcenter.org. Thank you.